Welcome to Infinity Capital, everyone. My name is Raj. Today we are going to discuss Havells India Limited. I'm sure most of you have heard about this company. So Havells has a market cap of 69,000 crores, and they make fast moving electrical goods. So they are into making industrial domestic circuit protection devices, cables, wires, motors, fans, modular switches that goes by the name of Crabtree. Home appliances, they make water heaters, air conditioners, electric water heaters, power capacitors, luminaries for domestic, commercial and industrial applications, right? So these are the brands: Lloyd, Crabtree, Standard, Havells and REO. These are the brands under which they sell their products, right? So they have around 11,000 distribution network, 160,000 direct dealers, 250,000 electricians, right? 160,000 retailers. So they have a vast chain of network. Okay, so it's pretty well spread, their business. It's a very well known brand, in some of the products that we spoke about earlier. A lot of people know Havells by its name. Okay, so 32% of its revenue comes from the cable division, and 23% of the revenue comes from the electrical consumer division. The electrical consumer division is the one which makes, fans and lightings, solar light, LEDs, so on and so forth. Switchgears contribute 16%, lighting and fixtures contribute around 12% to the portfolio, to the overall revenue. Now, what are the type of products? So they make domestic switchgears, industrial and automated switchgears, right? Lighting and fixtures, so lighting strips, street lights, solar lights, LEDs, right? So solar light LEDs will have more demand going forward, because LED lights they last longer, and they consume less electricity. So fans, water heaters, small domestic appliances, water purifiers, right? Air conditioners, LED TVs, washing machines. So let's understand their market share. They have significant market share in a lot of products that they make. MCBs, they had 18% market share. Switches 13, flexible cables 16, power cables 11, lighting and fixtures 14, fans 19, water heaters 19. So MCBs, fans, water heaters, lighting and fixtures and cables, they have significant amount of market share, and that is what we like to see. We want to buy companies which have some sort of market share in the products that they are making, or a significant amount of market share. So it commands first rank in MCBs, water heaters, second in fans, third in switches, right? So this goes to show that the quality of the company, and if they have good market share, they can keep doing better than their competitors, right? Okay, so we are just going to quickly go through their credit rating. So the credit, they have around 629 crores of long-term bank facilities, 670 crores of short-term bank facilities, right? They have commercial paper of around 500. All of these have good ratings, right? So that is a good sign. We will quickly go and read the industry outlook. So the electrical industry has immense growth potential, obviously, because the whole of India is not connected by electricity, right? So that will happen going forward, okay? And that in turn will enable rural areas to be connected through electricity. They will buy more electrical products, consumer durable electrical products, white goods, right? So that in turn will actually be good for the industry, okay? So they also have a investment in R&D and brand building, which is extremely important for companies of this size, that they keep doing R&D and coming up with innovative products. Let's find out their shareholding. So 60% is with the promoters. FII have around 24%, DII is around 8%, and 8% is with people to trade on a regular basis. So this shareholding pattern looks very good. They've been generating cash flow from operations pretty good, right? So these numbers also look pretty good. So if you want to do a long-term investment in this company, then you could go dive deeper and understand, what is the net cash flow, what is the CAGR on the cash flow, right? So how what how much amount of operating cash flow is being turned into profits, right? So all these things will help you understand more about the company. On the balance sheet front, they have around 521 crores of borrowings. So this must have happened due to COVID, guys, because they had shaved off their borrowings, right? But they had to borrow money. So this is normal. I don't see it as alarming. 306 crores of investments, around 1600 crores of cash on the books. So balance sheet looks pretty healthy, from the looks of it on screener. Now, interesting thing on the gross block front, their gross block has gone up by 300 basis points, like it's tripled since 2017, and that's the reason why the accumulated depreciation has also gone up, right? So this is weighing on the profits of the company, right? Whenever you do gross block, some sort of capacity expansion, new factory, your cost go up, and you have to spend money from your pocket to erect these factories, right? So that happens also. The factory takes time to build. After the factory is built, it takes time to take clearances from the government and then start the factory. So that takes a lot of time. But in the meantime, as soon as you have erected a factory, it starts depreciating. The plant, property, machinery, everything starts depreciating. So this depreciation eats up in your profits, which we will be able to see in the profit and loss. So if you see, guys, their operating profits have risen. Their operating profits have gone up by 80%, right? But the profits have only gone up by around say 40%. So this is the reason, if you see depreciation from 149 crores, it has gone up to 250 crores, right? So once these new factories are operational at the best capacity, we will see a sudden sprut in sales and profits as well. Comparing to last year, the profits are much higher. They are 1200 crores. Last year they made a profit of around 1044 crores. Sales are higher as well. When we look at the quarter on quarter report, June numbers are the profits have the sales have gone up, but the profits have dipped because of margin contraction, right? But before that, last March numbers were pretty good. December numbers were also pretty good, right? So there is good amount of traction. We will always have one or two quarters where the numbers would dip. So there is nothing to worry about. There it might be due to seasonal problems, or it could be due to multiple reasons. So what we have to take into account is how it is shaping up on a 3-quarter basis or on a 4-quarter basis. Business is not the same for all companies, guys. Every company has a seasonal demand, and so if they have borrowed some money, that could also weigh on some things. Currently we have some supply chain issues all around the world, so that could have hampered their margins in this quarter. So you could do a deep dive, go and read the con call over here and find out what was the reason for that. On a PE front, the median PE is around 61. Stock is trading at a PE of around 67, 68. So decently priced. I believe after this quarter, after this down quarter, we will see, the stock might see some correction of at least 8-10%. So that will be a great buying opportunity. Let's find out from the technical front, right? So basically, stock was the stock did a great comeback. It went up by around 200% from its COVID lows, and now it is consolidating in this price range. If you see, this is the price range within which it has been consolidating, right? So basically, since Jan, it has not gone anywhere. It has just gone sideways. Okay. On the moving average front, the 200-day moving average is trending upwards. 50 is trending sideways, right? So what sort of opportunity do we have? So guys, it's already 9:11 today. On the pre-market, this stock is already, showing that, it is opening gap up. So what sort of strategy do we have here? I'll be looking to buy the stock within this range, 1000 and 1100. This is the range within which I'll be looking to start accumulating the stock, and keep it for at least 2 quarters and see what the what sort of earnings are coming in. The as what we can say that once the economy opens up, we will see that the customer spending is more higher, industrial economic activity goes higher, so we'll see sales picking up in these companies also, right? Because the products that Havells make, this should do well once some sort of industrial activities also picks up, right? So we'll have to wait and watch out as to how the earnings are shaping up. So currently looking to accumulate within this range, within 1000 and 1100, and keep it for 2 quarters and see how it moves up, right? I'm expecting at least 30 to 40% returns from this trade, because the numbers coming in are pretty encouraging. So quick disclaimer guys, this is not a buy sell recommendation, it's an educational video. Thanks a lot for watching.